All right, this is your favorite math teacher here, Mrs. Gallion. You are going to be solving 1 and 2-step equations today, so I wanted to do some review with you. So, some things to remember. The goal in solving an equation is to get the variable x by itself. So we always want to get x by itself on its own side of the equal sign and everything else on the other. Remember, in a 2-step equation, you have to add or subtract first. That's your constant. Then you multiply or divide by the coefficient, the number before the x. Last thing, x must be positive. So if there's a negative sign in front of the x when you're finished, the solution is the opposite of that number. So for example, if you got negative x equals 12, x would equal negative 12. You just flip the sign. Okay. All right, so we're going to do some practice. Let me make sure my pen works here. Okay, so we have 2x equals negative 18. So 2x means 2 times x. So the inverse operation is division. So we're going to divide by 2. What we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. So that cancels out. We have 1x is equal to negative 18 divided by 2 is negative 9. That's it. Simple one-step equation. The next one is x minus 9 equals negative 3. So here we have minus 9, so the opposite or inverse is going to be to add 9. What we do to one side, we do to the other. That cancels out, gives us 0. So we have x equals negative 3 plus 9 equals 6. And we can check this, we can do our check by plugging in 6 for x. So 6 minus 9 should equal negative 3. Keep, change, opposite. Negative 3 does equal negative 3. So we know I got our answer correct. Here we have x plus 10 equals negative 2. So we have a positive 10 on the same side as the x. So to get rid of it, we're going to subtract. What we did on one side, we do to the other. X is equal to negative 12 because negative 2 minus 10 is equal to negative 12. Okay, so here we have x divided by negative 4. Remember that slash is like a fraction bar. It means divided by. You could also write it as a fraction just like this. Okay, it's the same thing. So when we have division, the inverse or opposite is multiplication. So we're going to multiply by negative 4. What we do to one side, we do to the other. So x is equal to negative 48. Let's skip that one. Okay, here we have a 2-step equation. Remember what I said, we need to add or subtract first, then we multiply or divide. So I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. So I have negative 3x is equal to 31 minus 7 is 24. Then my last step is going to be to divide. Whoa, something just happened. Divide by negative 3. And x is equal to negative 8. Okay. Here we have x divided by 2. I'm going to rewrite it. Minus 9 equals 12. Okay, so again, I get rid of my constant first, so I'm going to add 9 to both sides. That cancels out, so x divided by 2 is equal to 12 plus 9, excuse me, it's 21. Okay, then my last step is going to be to multiply, and x is going to be equal to 42. Now you're going to do some practice on your desk with dry erase marker. The question will be displayed on the board in the video, so make sure you pause after each equation, give yourself some time to solve it, and then you can put up the answer. Okay, so pause the video now to make sure everybody has all of their materials. You need a dry erase marker and an eraser. Okay, so your first equation is x divided by 5 plus 7 equals 11. Go ahead and pause the video and solve it. Okay, when you solved it, you should have gotten x is equal to 20. All right, you have negative 6 minus 2m is equal to 10. Go ahead and pause the video and solve it. My pen does not want to work. Okay. And m is going to be equal to negative 8. Okay. Your next equation is 4 plus 3p is equal to 19. Go ahead and pause the video and solve it. P is equal to 5. Okay, go ahead and do this one. K divided by negative 3 minus 11 equals negative 20. Go ahead and pause the video and solve this equation. K is equal to 27. Okay, let's go. All right, so now you're going to do some practice in your book. If you need to, go back and look at the previous pages in the textbook for help. If you finish these, staple them and turn them into the tray. If you have some left over that you did not finish before class is up, I want you to do them for homework. Okay, be sure to put forth 100% effort, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day.